All right, ladies and gentlemen. So today we're going to be talking about another topic, new topic. This is 6.1, trig identities. Okay, so here we're just going to recap some identities. This one would be sine theta over cosine theta because that's tangent. And then cotangent is the opposite, cosine over sine. And then cosecant, that's the same thing as 1 over sine theta. And then secant is the same thing as 1 over cosine theta. These over here are very important, the ones I am currently starring in yellow and red. You need to understand the Pythagorean identities. That's like a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So here we have sine squared plus cosine squared gives us 1. Okay? And then make sure you make note of the other two, the one for tangent and the one for cotangent, cosecant, secant, all that good stuff. Okay? 1 squared plus tangent squared equals secant squared. 1 plus cotangent squared equals cosecant squared. Okay? In other words, if it has the word co on it, it's this one. And if it has the word just no co on it, it's this one. All right. So now for the next couple of examples, we will solve for sine squared. So let's go ahead and write down the one that has sine squared, which is sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta equals 1. So solve for sine squared, literally just subtract cosine from both sides. So then now sine squared equals 1 minus cosine squared theta. Okay, and we're done with that one, number 1. Number 2, solve for cosine squared. Now we already have this one up here. Now if you want to rewrite it, feel free. I'm just going to copy paste it because I'm a cheater like that. Okay, so now this time we're solving for cosine. If it helps you to highlight what you're solving for, sure. That way you know that stays put. So this time I will subtract, so minus sine squared theta minus sine squared theta. We end up with cosine squared theta equals 1 minus sine squared theta. All right, now solve for tangent squared. Well, we have this one up here that I'm currently starring. So I'm going to rewrite it. 1 plus tangent squared theta equals secant squared theta. And we're trying to get tangent squared by itself. So I'm going to highlight it so I know what stays put. Subtract 1 from both sides, so minus 1, minus 1. So now I know that tangent squared theta equals secant squared theta minus 1. Okay? Now let's see, number 4. Write the equation with tangent squared theta and secant squared theta on one side, leaving 1 on the other side. Well, I know I have this formula, 1 tangent squared theta equals secant squared theta. And now they want us to leave 1 on the other side. So essentially this stays put. So I'm going to subtract tangent from both sides. Tangent squared theta minus tangent squared theta. So then the answer would be 1 equals secant squared theta minus tangent squared theta. Okay, so now we know that 1 truly equals secant squared minus tangent squared. So that's extremely convenient for later use. And now solve for cotangent squared. Well, again, we write our cotangent squared formula. So 1 plus cotangent squared theta equals cosecant squared theta. Well, they want us to keep cotangent by itself. So now I'm just literally subtracting 1 from both sides. So cosecant squared theta, oh, sorry, started with the wrong one. Cotangent states. So cotangent squared theta equals cosecant squared theta minus 1. Okay, make sure the minus 1 is like clearly away from the theta so it doesn't look like it's inside. You just got to be careful with that. Okay, sorry about that, I got a phone call. Alrighty, so then finally, last one, write the equation for cotangent squared and cosecant squared theta on one side, leaving 1 on the other side. All right, so all you're going to do is we have our formula, 1 plus cotangent squared theta. Yes, I want you to rewrite it every single time. And then they want us to keep 1 by itself. So I'm just going to subtract cotangent from both sides. So minus cotangent squared theta minus cotangent squared theta. So my final answer would be 1 equals cosecant squared theta minus cotangent squared theta. And there we go. There we go. We're all done there. So you guys will be handling the next page. You will simplify all of these identities using you'll simplify all of these using the identities I just showed you. Okay. So for example, 1 minus cosine squared. We just talked about that. 1 minus cosine squared is really just sine squared. So then you could rewrite this as sine x over sine squared x, and then you could simplify and get your final answer. Okay, so I gave you kind of like a freebie right there. You guys are in charge of the remainders. Sorry. Good luck, and I will help you all out tomorrow.